Welcome back to our course on Python. Let's study lists. It is a one type of collection surrounded by square brackets. They are ordered and mutable, which means they are changeable. You can change them. Let's have our first list, a list of numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. A second list, a list of strings, orange, banana, fig, grapes. And a third list to make sure that mixed lists may be created in Python. Orange is a string, 3 is an integer, true is a boolean, and this is a mixed string. So let's have a run to print those three lists. So we have our first list of integers, the second of strings, and the third, which is a mixed list. Now let's index, say, list 2. So we have the first item here. Orange has an index 0 because indexing starts counting from 0. The banana has an index 1, fig has an index 2, and the grapes has an index 3. Let's study the indexing here. If we print the list 2 between square brackets 0, this prints the element having index 0, which is orange. List 2 colon means start from index 2 till the end. Index 2 here is fig, and we expect fig grapes to be printed. Colon 2 means start from the very beginning till index 2 excluded. From the very beginning till index 2 excluded, we expect orange and banana. If we print the index 5, it must give an error. This error is out of range. -1 is negative indexing, which means the last item, so it prints grapes. -3, the third item from the end, so 1, 2, 3, it prints banana. -3 colon means print the last 3 items here: banana, fig, and grapes. Those 2 successive colons mean start from the very beginning till the very end with increment 1. And this means print the whole list. 2 colons and then an index 2 means start from the very beginning till the very end with increment 2. So it will start from orange, skip banana, print fig, skip grapes, and so on. This is indexing lists. Let's delete all this now. Also, we can assign one element of a list to a variable. So let's have our variable here equals list 2 with index 0. And let's print the variable n. Let's have on the same line a semicolon and print the variable n. It prints orange. If we have the index 2, for example, and we have a rerun here, it will print fig because fig has the index 2 here. We can also print the length of the list. So if we print len, which is the length of our variable list 2, and have our run here, it prints 4 elements in the list. Let's test the membership operator in a list. So we print coconut in list 2, print between quotations coconut in the membership in list 2. We expect a boolean here. False, because coconut is not in list 2. Instead of coconut, if we have fig and test the membership of fig in list 2 and have our run here, we expect a true because fig is in list 2. The program can give the location of any element between brackets. So if we write location equals list 2 dot index, and between our brackets have orange, say, or fig, let's have fig, and print location, the variable location, and have our run here. It prints 2. This means that fig has the index 2. The method dot index here gives the location of the element between brackets. The same can be done with list 1, which is the list of integers. So instead of fig here, let's have a number from the list, say 8. And have our run to get the location of the integer 8 in list 1. It has the location 3, which means its index is 3. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, as we expected. Let's delete all the previous and have another example to study the list methods. So let's have our list. Fruits equals orange, banana, fig, grapes, coconut. It is a list of fruits. And let's start with our first method, which is append. Between brackets, append the fruit melon. Let's print fruits now. And have our run. It prints the list of fruits with melon appended to it. Let's have some other methods here, so let's repeat this to change it several times. Let's have here the method pop and empty brackets here. And let's print here between quotations pop, comma, to have 2 prints. Let's have our run here. And pop here cuts out the last element in fruits, which is melon, and stops at coconut. Let's have here remove, the method remove, and let's choose something to remove. Let's say fig. We expect it to be printed without the fig. Between quotations here, let's write remove and have a comma. Let's have our run. Remove, the list is printed without fig. Another method is insert. We insert a new element at a certain location or at a certain index, say 0, and we insert melon now or dates. between quotations here, of course, we will write insert. Just to know which method is being applied herein. For the insert, it inserted at location 0 or at index 0 dates. If you want to insert these dates at the location 1, the first index, it will be printed after orange. After orange here at index 1. If we print sort with empty brackets, of course, and we have here sort, close our quotation and have a comma for the second print on the same line, and just have the run. It is sorted using the alphabet order, so B, C, D, G, and O. Instead of sort, if we print reverse, let's see what happens. And we print here reverse. Have our run. It reverses the whole list. Please note that our list now was sorted before. So if we have this to be a comment and we rerun, orange was the first element, dates was the second, and the whole list is reversed herein. We can copy our list. So let's say we have new fruit. New fruits equals fruits.copy. So we copy the list. And we have our empty brackets here. And let's test if new fruits is identical to fruits. We print new fruits is fruits, and we have our run to expect our boolean false. Because is here, the identity operators means both lists have the same memory location, which is not true. They only have the same elements, but not the same memory location. If we print fruits.clear, clear, it clears the whole lists, which means it gives an empty list. Let's have our run here. An empty list is created using the method clear. We can iterate over lists. So let's have all these deleted and stick to the fruits list: orange, banana, fig, grapes, coconut, and simply iterate over it. For X in fruits or fruit in fruits, whatever variable for the for loop you want, we simply print X, and let's have a space between every element. So an equals an empty space here. Let's have our run. Yes, it is printed, but not as a list. Let's have another example. Let's have a list of numbers with integers. So let's delete this and write numbers equals the list, squared brackets. Let's say 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 elements with index starting from 0 to 3. Then let's print the length of this. So we print len for length, the list numbers. And let's have our first run here. Yes, 4 elements. So let's use some of the previous methods on the list of integers. So we have numbers.append to join the given number 10. And let's print here on the same line the second statement of print. Between quotations, append. And have the list of numbers. And let's run. Append, yes, 10 was appended at the end of the list. Let's copy this to have several other methods here. Have it copied several times. Let's here have insert. And let's determine the location. Say at index 2, let's insert a 100. And we print here insert. Let's have here reverse. And of course empty brackets here. And let's have here pop, which will delete the last element in the reverse numbers. Because the last list now is the reversed one. Let's have a run now. Yes, insert 100 was inserted at index 2. All elements here are reversed. And the last element here, 1, is popped. Let's now have another list. So let's say other numbers. A new list, square brackets, let's say 50 and 60, 2 integers. Let's study a new method. So we have numbers dot extend the list other numbers, and let's print to see what happens. We print numbers and have our run. We have our first list numbers and the second list other numbers was attached to it. This was done by the extend method. The syntax is the first list dot extend the other list, which gives the extended list. Now it is very important to note that the list numbers itself is changed from inside. The elements are extended with 2 elements. So let's have a list A equals between square brackets 1, 2 and another list B equals between square brackets, let's say 10, 15. And let's create a third list, which is C equal square brackets A plus B. And let's print our new list C. So we have our print here, C. And let's have run. Yes. Our first list A, our second list B, both in one list, which is C. This keeps the elements inside A and inside B unchanged. Let's now study something new, which is enumerate. Enumerate is a function that loops over an iterable and gives the index and the value, which is the item inside the list. So let's have our for loop here. For I, comma, item, which is the counter in enumerate. And we recognize that the program gives it as a default here. Let's have between brackets the name of our list, fruits, and our colon at the end. Simply print I, comma, item. And let's have our run. It prints I, which is the index, 0, orange, 1, grapes, 2, apple. We can simply have a comma here and write start equals 2. Let's see what happens. It prints all items of the list, but the counter starts from 2. And therefore, it is very logic here to use 1. It will start counting from 1, which gives a logic output. The first item is orange, the second is grape, the third is apple, and so on. This concludes with our lists.